It's been 10 years since I became a plant-based vegan. And the one question that I get so often from people is, how are you able to do this for so long? How have you been able to sustain this way of living, of eating for such a long period of time? I've been able to do this and I'm enjoying doing it, and I have been thriving doing it. I was going to come on here to share with you the 10 things that I've learned being plant-based over the last 10 years. But when I really thought about it, and when I really think about these questions people often ask me, it just boils down to one thing. And that one thing is what we're going to talk about in this video. Now, if you're considering going plant-based, vegan, or you're just trying to eat healthier, eat more whole plant-based foods or add them to your diet, this is a video you're going to want to watch. I'm not going to keep you waiting till the end of the video to tell you what it is. I'm going to tell you right now. The only thing, in my opinion and from my point of view, that you need to do if you are thinking of going plant-based vegan has nothing to do with recipes, it has nothing to do with journaling, it has nothing to do with programs, challenges, or diets, and it has everything to do with commitment. Commitment has been the most important factor in me being plant-based and vegan for such a long period of time, to the point that I don't even talk about it anymore. It's just part of who I am. Now, when I think about commitment, the commitment that I made to myself over 10 years ago, because it was a journey for me to get to the point where I was fully plant-based. But once I made that commitment to myself, everything else that I face and have faced over the last 10 years and continue to face in some instances really has been superseded by the fact that I made a commitment to myself, and I'm honoring that commitment because that commitment is important to me. So if you are someone out there that's thinking about or trying or in the process of changing what you eat because you want to feel better, you're doing it for your health, or you're doing it for the planet or for the animals, whatever your reason may be for you wanting to change your diet, regardless of where you're from, let's talk about why your commitment versus anything else is really going to get you there. The first and most important thing that is going to do for you is this. It is going to anchor you. Anchoring you is one of the most important things. Once you've made a commitment to yourself, you're going to be very clear on your why. Why are you doing this? Why do you want to change what you eat? Why do you want to put more whole plant-based foods on your plate? What does it mean to you as a person? It is not about, oh, the folks at the office are going plant-based, so I'm going to join in too. It's not about, oh, my cousin, my spouse, my kid is going plant-based, let me try it out as well. And I'm not saying that trying is bad, but if it's something that you feel like you're going to make a commitment to do, it's a lifestyle change, it's going to change your identity, really going to change your identity, then you really need to be sure on what that commitment is to you, why it is important to you before you do anything else. The next thing that making this commitment to yourself is going to do for you is this. It's going to give you the resilience to sustain living in a mixed household. Now, this is a question that I get quite a lot from people. Oh, I want to go plant-based, but my partner's not, my kids are not. I still have to cook regular food for my kids because they won't eat what I want to eat. Well, that's the thing. When you make a commitment to yourself, what anybody else in your household is eating isn't going to bother you. Whatever else is in your house, in your pantry, in your fridge, once you've made that commitment, it's probably not going to interest you because you've made the decision to eat differently for yourself. Now, the thing about this as well is that living in a mixed household, it's not about judging your family members, it's not about judging your spouse, your kids, your parents, or whoever it is that you're living with. Let them be. Let them live the way they are. And if they decide to join you on this journey and make a commitment for themselves, that is great. But all you care about at this point in time is a commitment that you've made to yourself, and nothing in your house should trip you up. And even if it tries to trip you up, you're able to be like, you know what? I've decided this is not what I want any longer. I don't need to eat this. I might be craving, a hamburger because it's summer and everybody's grilling in the backyard. Take your veggie burger, go grill it on the grill as well. Nobody said that you can't eat similar foods to what your family's eating. It's just that yours is going to require your commitment to make sure that you are eating the plant-based versions of those because you know what that does for you. The next thing to think about, and the next thing that your commitment is going to do for you if you're embarking on this journey or if you're already on the journey, is this: your choices become second nature. Again, back to the burger situation on the grill, because it's summer at the moment, at the time I'm recording this video. Your choices are going to become second nature to you, because you're like, you know what, is this good for me? The question you're going to ask yourself is, does the food I'm about to eat honor my commitment to myself and to my body? Is it good for me the way I have decided that food should be good for me? And when those things come in front of you, like the burgers from the grill, and I've had people shove plates of ribs in front of me and said, oh, don't you want to eat a rib? Are you sure nobody's looking? I don't care if nobody's looking. It's not about anybody looking. It's about a commitment I made to myself and to my body that I want to eat healthier. The next thing is commitment protects you from peer pressure. Back to, I can't tell you how many times over the course of the last 10 years people have shoved things in my face because they think this is a joke, it's a challenge, it's a diet, I'm not going to sustain it, I'm going to give up at some point and join everybody else in what they're eating. But my commitment to myself is like, you know what, it doesn't matter what everybody else is eating, I'm not going to eat that. You know, I've heard a lot of people say, well, I can't be plant-based because it's going to prevent me from being social. I became antisocial when I was eating plant-based. That's, in my opinion, and from my point of view, is an excuse. You see, I've been invited out to dinners. I've been invited out to people's homes for the holidays, for meals. I've been out to events. I've always said very clearly, I'm plant-based vegan. There are certain things that I don't eat. A lot of times nowadays, people will ask you if you have any dietary preferences. Some people will ask you and not honor those, and that's happened to me, you know, in a corporate environment when I had a job, and they were always like, oh, if you have any dietary preferences, please let us know, and you let them know ahead of time. But then when you get to the event or the meeting, there's really nothing there for you to eat except a salad. But again, peer pressure, it allows you, having a strong commitment to yourself prevents you from succumbing to peer pressure. Right now, if you say, hey, let's go out to eat, I'm going to be proactive about finding a restaurant that has food for everybody, including myself. If it's a restaurant that I'm not too sure, I pick up the phone, I call the restaurant, and I tell them, hey, you know, I'm plant-based and vegan. Do you have something that you could make for me to eat? I'm coming with a group of people. And most restaurants these days will come up with something for you. Most chefs in most restaurant kitchens will come up with something for you. So again, having that commitment to yourself that this is the way I want to live my life is going to help you, you know, push back on the peer pressure, because it's going to be there and it's going to be there over time. I think the only thing for me, having been plant-based for the last 10 years, is people know now she's not going to budge. She's not going to budge on her commitment on the way that she has chosen to eat, and that's okay. I no longer force people to try and eat the way I'm eating. And when people are in my home, I accommodate them and their dietary preferences. Thankfully, I live with somebody who's not completely plant-based, so he can take care of that part. But also, I'm not judging anybody for the way they eat, and so I don't expect people around me to judge me for the way they eat either. So the next thing that your commitment is going to do for you is your commitment is going to help you stay consistent when life is hard. Life gets hard. You're going to travel. There are going to be events. You're going to be stressed. You're going to be in situations where, you know what, you and your family and your kids come back late and you're just trying to find something to eat. And the easiest thing for you to do is maybe order pizza or order some other kind of takeout. Your commitment is going to make sure that when you are doing those things and when you are in those stressful situations, that you are going to still make choices that are good for you. And even if it takes 10 minutes longer for you to wait to find a restaurant that you can order from where it does have plant-based options, and you can get something for your kids and you can get something for yourself, that you will take the extra 10 minutes. Travel sometimes can be a hard one. If you do long distance international travel like I have had to do over the course of the last 10 years, especially with the job that I had where I was traveling every few weeks on international flights, different continents, different countries, it can get challenging for a couple of reasons. Number one, a lot of airlines are still slacking when it comes to plant-based vegan meals on flights. I've had my plant-based vegan breakfast on an international flight be a plum. A plum for breakfast. on a 6-hour flight. It helps if you're in business class, sure. A lot of times I found that, you know what, business class, they do go the extra step for you. But again, a lot of airlines are still not there yet. And so I've had to make sure that I eat before my flight. I make sure that I have snacks that I take along with me. And even when I'm flying in business class, I don't take chances. I still make sure that I carry some food along with me so that if I don't like what they offer me on the flight, I still have something that I can eat while I'm sitting on a plane for 14 hours. So again, life happens, but when you have made that commitment to yourself, eating plant-based, it's second nature to you, and you plan for it. And also you start to enjoy it. Now, the next thing that making a commitment to yourself is going to do for you on this journey that's going to help you continue to sustain this commitment and lifestyle over time is this. It is going to redefine your cravings. After a while, you're going to be like, you know, I don't crave, I'm not craving a hot dog anymore. That really just doesn't do it for me. I don't feel good after eating it. I'm not going to go and eat, you know, an omelet with 10 eggs in it, with ham, with bacon and everything else. Some of you, your mouths might be watering, but I'm not saying that you can't have those things. Looking for the plant-based versions of those things is what would become more interesting to you. That's what happened to me. After a while, I'm like, you know, I've never been an egg person actually, and I do have an egg allergy. So that was part of me not even liking eggs before I got to the point of becoming plant-based. But now that I am, I don't crave those things as much. You know, if I decide that I want to have pancakes and eggs and some form of bacon, I'm going to use mushrooms as my bacon. I'm going to make chickpea scramble, and every once in a while, I'll get a plant-based egg substitute and have that. I still have my pancakes. Pancakes don't have to have animal products in them. There's, you know, milk alternatives that you can use. There are butter alternatives that you can use, and you can still enjoy your food. But I started actually craving more fruit, more vegetables, more things that are less processed, in my opinion. So instead of snacking on potato chips, which I do every once in a while because again, technically they're still plant-based and vegan, I also crave you know, cucumbers and hummus, or carrots and hummus. I start to crave other things. I'm a huge fruit person, so I'm always going to go with a smoothie or a fruit salad as well. And if I want something a little bit more extra, I'll make a crumble out of those fruits and eat it that way. But again, you know, my cravings have changed. I can sit down and eat a whole bunch of grapes and be very happy because I'm like, you know, I made a commitment to myself. I'm enjoying it, not starting to enjoy it. I've been enjoying it for a long time. And there are all these other foods that I get to eat and try. So your cravings will change. You will start to crave healthier foods. And honestly, if you start to eat this way and, you know, get into some kind of physical exercise, your cravings for healthier foods naturally increase. The next thing I would say that this whole thing of making a commitment to yourself when it comes to being plant-based and vegan is going to do for you is it is going to free you from the peer pressure that I spoke about earlier. You are not going to feel like you just need to leave being plant-based for one night and go out with the girls to have a dinner at a seafood restaurant that doesn't offer anything plant-based. You are not, you know, nobody's going to be able to convince you to start eating the things that you have chosen not to eat them because you have made a very strong commitment to yourself. That is huge. That is significant, and you will get there if you are just starting or you are thinking about getting on this journey. So don't worry so much about peer pressure with the people that are around you. You will get to the point where you're like, you know what, you are not going to break me on something I've decided to do for me. And again, when, especially in social situations, when you're going out, the peer pressure is huge. You know, if you're at, you know, like a concert and there's ice cream and you really want an ice cream, but there's no, you know, dairy-free ice cream for you, oh, you'll be like, oh, but what is one ice cream? You will get to the point where, you know, you're like, hey, everybody enjoy your ice cream. I will have a sorbet instead because at least you know that's just fruit and ice. Okay, so again, your commitment is going to free you from that peer pressure. You're not going to feel a need to satisfy anybody else because again, it goes back to the confidence that you've built eating this way. And lastly, I would say this commitment to eat this way is going to do for you is this. It is going to open up the door for growth. Eating plant-based is not about taking things away. If you think about it, foods that are not plant-based really revolve around 5 things. Beef or goat or lamb, it could be chicken or turkey or duck, it's fish, it's seafood, and it's dairy products. It's really quite simply broken down into those 5 things. But what eating plant-based does for you, it is going to help you grow. If you're somebody that doesn't like cooking, you will learn to cook and you will learn to enjoy cooking, because you are going to want to pay a little bit more attention into what is going onto your plate. And even if you don't cook all the time, you will cook sometimes and you may start to enjoy it. And that's a beautiful thing. You are going to grow in the types of food that you eat, because you're going to explore so many other plant-based foods that are out there that so many of us just don't spend the time eating or enjoying. It is going to do so much for you. Life isn't about rules and restrictions, and neither should what we eat be. I hope that some of the things that I've shared here are useful to you and that they resonate with you and they help you on your plant-based journey. My name's Affiong. I've been plant-based vegan for 10 years. I've been off YouTube for a while, but I'm back. I'm excited to share with you all the things that I've learned, experiences, good and bad, on this channel. And in the next video, I'm going to be sharing with you some of the things that made it really easy for me to adopt a plant-based lifestyle and sustain it. This is just my point of view, so hopefully it helps you, and I'll catch you in the next video.